Hello, everybody. Today's class, we're going to be discussing mind over matter. It's a pretty incredible topic, and we actually don't realize how powerful our mind is over the results of every day and anything we try to achieve. One example I was discussing with my chavruta on this past Friday is he was telling me how some of the biggest organizations have this challenge where a lot of times there are different projects that are started by employees of the company and they never come to fruition. And it's such a shame because they don't come to fruition. And there's, imagine these people, these employees are working on it for ages, sometimes months, sometimes years. And then after 2 years of working the project, they could just get scrapped, where the CEO or the heads don't, they basically don't appreciate the project, or the project doesn't fit within their criteria, or maybe their investors don't want to proceed with it. So eventually they just get tired. They just get completely burnt out. Imagine you're a builder, and every time you build a house, you build it halfway, and then your boss comes in and says, hey, or your investor comes in and says, I'm going to stop paying, and you cannot complete the house. Would you really keep going? When do you say enough is enough? And so one of the founders, one of the fourth, he was actually I believe he was the fourth president CEO of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, went ahead and had a very interesting way of doing things in his organization. While other companies were failing because the morale was down, and a lot of different games, I don't know if you noticed, but like PlayStation and all these other we have Nintendo, but PlayStation, we also have the Microsoft Xbox. These are consoles that have been the same every year after year. They don't really change much because development is very difficult to do, and it's very difficult to try out and to adapt. And so what he did is he basically said, we're going to be different. And he went ahead and would literally individually go to his employees in the groups and tell them, don't give up, keep going. Your project will be the project of the year. This will pan out. This will roll out. I can assure you, just don't give up. Just be strong. Believe in your project. I know sometimes you may not always finish it, but if you concentrate yourself and you get it to come very close, there's a very big chance it will succeed. And this was a way to motivate them. And as a result, he came out with the Wii, and the Wii was a huge success, was a big hit, was a gaming console that was taking over the market, and that was his success. And I'm sure these are situations that happen in other platforms, such as what's going on with the metaverse and Facebook, etc. But the idea for you to know that your mind is what controls the outcome of your physical capabilities is very, very true. For example, I repeated this, I think, in the past. When someone is sick, it's 90% in the head, and the other 10% that the body. The mind could really make a difference. And you see this with people that have come out of cancer, people that have survived all sorts of different diseases. And another example is Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl was a survivor of the Holocaust, and so many people were dying, in the concentration camps. He surveyed and would notice that those that gave up did not make it to the end, and it was very few, and that the ones that survived in the Holocaust that he witnessed and he experienced and seen were the ones that did not give up, that basically said, you know what, I'm going to keep on going no matter what is at stake. We learned this also actually last week's parsha. Yosef was in jail because of Potiphar, and he was on this mission, getting out of jail. It didn't matter what it takes. He's got to fight for his life. And actually, not basically do everything that he can in order to survive. So the message here is, if you're undergoing trouble, if you're working on a project and your project is taking forever, and you just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, just keep going. Don't give up. Do your part, do your hishtadlut, and I can assure you it will succeed. Put it to the test, and if it doesn't work, please, I'd love to know more about it, and I'd love to discuss it on another class. Thank you very much.